Good morning. It's going to be a hot one. Here, I think it's 88 right now, and they say it's going up to 93 here in our part of Maine anyway. And I know a lot of our friends on YouTube who live in the south, like North Carolina and such. You're probably thinking 93, that's nothing. But you probably wouldn't like our 25 below, 30 below either. So, and we think that's nothing. But anyway, I was going to work on that potato field today, but I actually came into the house yesterday feeling just a little bit woozy, and so I don't think we got off to a late start this morning because uh, we made a big macaroni salad for lunch, and so for lunch we're going to have that and corn on the cob and maybe a cheeseburger. But so I'm just going to take it easy today, and because we're really in good shape time wise. I set certain goals for myself, but I also try not to be foolish. So I thought I'd walk around and check on all the animals. They all got fresh water this morning. I'm going to just check them anyway, make sure everybody's doing okay. The chickens in the back, the older hens, they've got a good shady spot. In fact, their shady spot is where Danielle and I often go to. We have two chairs back there, and we go back there to get in out of the sun, and that's where the older chickens are. It's great this time of year. During the colder months, it's a little colder maybe, but it all works out in the end. But I'm just going to walk around and check on all the animals, make sure everybody's okay, and take a look at some of the vegetables. So why don't you come along with me? These are the onions that we harvested several days back. They've been out in the field curing, and I since brought them in here into the carport. You may have watched that earlier video from several days back. And so they're going to be here on this drying rack. I'm watching these stems. I want these stems to dry up really well before I trim them down anymore. So I'm just coming along and checking them all. These are the Asa Craig onions, and I'll tell you, we used to have a different drying rack than this one. We used to have a drying rack in that greenhouse, believe it or not, and we would lose a lot of Asa Craigs, and I began to wonder if maybe we weren't losing them because it was just too hot and too sunny in that greenhouse. So that's when I came up with the idea of making this other drying rack here in the breezeway, the carport, if you will. So that's what we have them this year. And we also keep our garlic in here. Our garlic, I'll try to zoom in there for you. That's our... oh, there it is. I think that... Yeah, there's our garlic. We've got that hanging to dry. And the breeze supposedly comes along, and they're out of the sun. And so that's how we dry our garlic. So in the meantime, we're also drying our onions in here. These are the smaller of the Asa Craig onions, and I've been squeezing them and touching them, and I've not come across a bad one yet. Of all the Asa Craigs, these are the smaller ones. So I think we're doing pretty good so far. They still need several more days of drying off before we go to the next step. The next step will be to bag them up in net bags and put them in a cool, dark place in the house. Probably under the bed, to be honest with you. And we're going to put quite a few of them. Probably these. We have a special place for the kitchen that we'll probably use these up first. And maybe some of the bigger ones we'll give away to friends and neighbors. Look at that wild lettuce out there. Those two twin towers of wild lettuce. They're going to seed, and we don't need to collect wild lettuce seed because it grows wildly everywhere. And I do collect quite a few leaves of wild lettuce, and we're making a tincture to use for pain management. If if I get a headache or body ache or something, then there's nothing quite better than wild lettuce tincture. So, but I just wanted to point out how it's going to seed now. These are the younger chickens. When I built this chickshaw movable chicken coop for them, I created it with that little awning door that comes out the side, and that was a great idea. It gives them kind of a porch, an awning porch, to give them some shade. They're coming out now a little bit to see what I'm doing, but I'm looking at their water levels. I gave them all fresh water this morning. I see one or two of them are actually panting. But their water levels are looking good. There's a couple of them kind of digging in over there under the feeder. And so they look to be in good shape. Emma's in her stall. She's breathing, kind of. I can hear her breathing through her nose. Goats, to my knowledge, do not pant like dogs do or chickens do. Right, girl? You doing okay, Emma? Good girl. She's good. Her water looks good. She's in good shape. I'll go pick up her feed dish. She always likes to knock it over. Emma is an alpha type of a goat. I'm just checking up on all the animals, including Emma. Good girl. You finished your breakfast, Emma. Good girl. Good girl. That's a good girl. She's a good girl. Emma's doing fine. She's doing really good. She's just taking it easy, just like me, just like Danielle, just like the chickens. Okay, Emma, I'm going to move on and check out the older girls, okay? The older hens. This is the Flax Patch. It's scheduled to come out of the ground tomorrow and start the drying off process, but I'm now a day or two behind because I'm not working in the potato field today. So it can wait. It's really in good shape. It can hold off another couple days. Another few days, actually. When I gave these chickens their water this morning, I tucked it up right next to the chicken coop so they wouldn't have to go out into the sun to have a drink of water. How we doing, ladies? How we doing, girls? I'll fix your feeder for you. I'll fix it for you, girls. Check your eggs, girls. Let me check your eggs. Good girls. That's a good job. Very good. I don't want you girls to get too hot now. The carrot seed pods are kind of interesting. I saw some little beetles on those seed pods, on those umbills. That's the word. That's where the word umbrella comes from, umbill. And they were eating the seed and pretty much denuding all those umbels of seed. So I kind of panicked, and I got my cutters and a brown paper bag, and I cut about 15 of those stems off. And I think it's a little bit early, but I'm just going to cross my fingers that will be okay.
I think the last time I was talking about the tall Utah celery. Last year I discovered if I just let them go till September, there were all these brown worms inside. Looked great on the outside. You opened it and there were the brown worms, and I threw out a lot. So this year I said, as soon as I see any the outside of the plant, stalks of celery of some size, I'm going to grab them. So I did, and they're huge, and there's a little bit of brown here, but that's not worm damage going up the column. So these are wonderful. I'm so pleased. Well, I was reading this morning about pests and the cucumber beetle, the striped one, not the spotted one, and I had seen quite a few in the flowers of this once glorious Hubbard squash. And the leaves just kept wilting at this time of day, and then overnight they would sort of, because I would water, they would, kind of revive themselves. But this morning they looked so bad, and then I had a look at the the stem here. Something chewed it up. So I don't know what it was. It could have been a mouse, and then the cucumber beetles saw an ailing plant and decided to attack, but I'm not sure. It makes me a little sad because I did spot right here one immature, unmolested flower, which is right at the base of the stem. So it hasn't opened yet, but it already looked like there was a fruit. So that might have turned into a Hubbard squash. Anyway, I had to pull this out because I was really afraid it would just spread whatever disease it had to everything else. So, but we'll get back to the cucurbits at another time. I'm still researching, and I want to pass along whatever I learn to you. So that's it for today. It is so hot. It's 101 in the greenhouse, and I can feel the perspiration rolling off the sides of my face. So I'll say goodbye for now.